everyone. Good day to everyone. So finally, today I decided to start something new. So someday it might be helpful for my kid, or today it might be helpful for someone else. At the end, I might also learn something. How do I present myself? How do I present my mathematics skills? And so on. It is. And as a part of this journey, first thing I chosen was algebra. The reason for choosing algebra is it is one of the most important branches of mathematics. Yeah, algebra contains many things. One of them is variables. So variables are nothing but representing your numbers and quantities in equations in the form of symbols and other things. So for example, you take 3 a, b, c or x, whatever. So here 3 is your constant and a, b, c, e, x are all variables. So if you represent numbers and quantities in equations via symbols, that is your variable. So for example, a is your variable, b is your variable, c is your variable, and 3 is nothing but your constant. Then it can be expressions, let's say plus, minus, division, sorry, multiplication, division, etc. And then equations, like you can have an equation something like x square plus 2x plus 1 equals to 0, all those things. And some general rules, let's say uh, a plus b equals to b plus a. So like this, these are some rules. So more when we go in deeper of algebra, we'll get to know all these things in future. So what do you learn out of algebra? So you learn mostly thinking likelihood. So by doing this conversion, let's say uh, if you are solving an equation slowly, are you converting a statement or a sentence to a equation, then you'll improve your logical thinking and then reasoning, all those things. And then this one, enhancement of mathematical skills, like you are applying your mathematical skills into a real world example, purchasing some toys. From there you can apply your mathematical skills to different fields. So now you might be thinking that why should I learn this algebra, all those things, but in future you'll get to know this usage, maybe in your higher education or in your real world examples or all those things. Then you'll feel, okay, this was the reason I studied algebra. And then understanding relationships. So this is also one of the things, like how can you relate one thing with another thing, all those things will come. And then problem solving skills will improve. Like, what are the key concepts in algebra? So the algebra contains many things, so I just summarized few things so that it is easy for us to start and also easy for you to understand. So first thing is variables and constants. So I would say this way, this is your first thing. So you know constants already. And then the with this session or with this algebra, you'll learn what are these variables, be it x, a, b, c, whatever it may be. And then after that, so this would be your second, and then you learn how to form expressions. So expressions are nothing but this, like you are combining your constants with some variables and some arithmetic operations. So these are your expressions. Then you will be coming to a state where you will be learning the equations, like how you are forming the equations and then solving further to get this mixing value or the one which you desired. Then finally these functions. So this one, so in future we'll discuss about these functions more in detail. For now, this session I will walk you through constants, variables, then expressions, then equations. Okay, now you should understand what's the difference between a constant and a variable. Let's take a fixed or unchanging number is called as a constant. For example, any number which you know. For example, if I ask how many toys you have. Sorry for that. So if I ask how many toys you have, so you might be saying quickly 2. Or if I ask how many books you have, then you might say that okay, I have 20 books, or then how much, assume that you don't know where is your dress. So some might be in your wardrobe, or some might be in your mom's wardrobe, or some might be in your washing machine because you wanted to use you again, and so you kept that for washing. So now you need to understand, you need to go check where and all it is there, then you come to a conclusion. Okay, so now I have somewhere wardrobe 2 are there, in mom's wardrobe there are 3, and for washing there are 4, so total I would calculate like 9. So then this x or this question mark which you don't know has become a constant. So that is what we are trying to do now in algebra. So what is this x? So this x we are going to find by converting into some equations, and similarly the y, similarly a. I just gave 2 3 examples just to make you understand. It is not, you don't need to keep always x, you don't need to keep always y. You can also keep any alphabetical number. And then here also I give different examples like positive and negative numbers. So yeah, constant is constant, it doesn't matter whether it is positive or negative. So the idea here is, here when I say the constants, you know what it is. You are not question marked, or you are not, it is not unknown to you. So you know clearly what it is there when I say constant. And when I say variable, you are not sure, or the value can be changed, depends. So now let's take one situation where we will more discuss about, I'm discussing like, I know constant, I know what is variable. How can I apply this to algebra? So there is one situation. Let's assume Ravi is your friend. Let's take Ravi is your friend. Yeah. So Ravi is your friend and you know his age. Let's assume his age is 5. Then Ravi is new to your class. You don't know his age. So his age is question mark. And there was a hint like age difference between Ravi and his brother is 3 years. Okay. So this is the information which we have. Now let's see Ravi's age dynamics. Let's take an example where the known thing, that means in a known case. So here I am taking this as an example for constant. This constant value becomes 5 for me. And then from the hint what I can understand is age difference between Ravi and his brother is 3 years. So now what I can understand is there is a difference. So that means if I subtract 5 3 from 5, I'll get 2. So now this is my Ravi's brother age, and this is Ravi's age. Okay, so now let's go to unknown case where Ravi is new to your class and you don't know his age clearly. So what do you know? Just age of the age difference between Ravi and his brother. So let's assume Ravi's age is, so let's take Ravi's age in this case is X. Then what would be his brother's age? Sorry, it's X, and his brother's age will be X, and they said difference. So now here the question comes, whether should I add his brother's age as a plus 3 or minus 3. Now this is the tricky question. So here they didn't mention that Ravi is elder or his brother is elder. So they just mentioned a difference. So now in this case, Since there is no clarity in question, you can consider any one of that. But Ravi's age will be x and his brother's age can be x plus 3 or x minus 3. So I took a case like, what if Ravi brother's age is x? So let's take another example. I can come from other direction. Let's take brother's age is x. Then Ravi's age will be x plus 3 or x minus 3. So here also. So you can solve your question anyway. You can take this variable or unknown case and apply it to any direction. So for example, if I take Ravi as elder, then brother is younger. So let's take, we are going from the direction of brother. So let's assume brother's age is x. If Ravi is elder, then in that case Ravi age would be always x plus 3. Now if I consider Ravi as x, then brother's age will be x minus 3. At the end, what is the choosing x will always depends on the question comes. Let's say if the question is asked like, what is the age of Ravi brother, then I would suggest to go with this approach, because we are trying to find Ravi's brother's age, not Ravi. If the question comes like, what is the age of Ravi? Age of Ravi. Then you can make that x or the unknown to Ravi and then map a logic with brother's age. So this is how you can play with your algebra. So some more examples or some more better way to convert any of your understandings or any of your doubts can be clarified with more and more solving the things. For example, if you take this problem, you had some puzzle pieces, you lost 3 and now you have 9. How many pieces did you start with? How do you solve this problem? The first thing you need to understand is there are some pieces are missing. That missing things will be identified if you apply algebra to this. Let's assume, so what you have to do is, first thing you have to consider how many pieces were there initially. Let's take this as x. X equals to total pieces. And now you have to form an equation from the sentences. So my sentence becomes x minus 3. So this is my expression, first expression until here. And now you have left 9. So that means you have left 9. So this x minus 3 is becoming equals to 9. So now you formed expression to equation. So finally x minus 3, they were saying like, and this is now become 9. So now the thing is solving this equation. Find out x, then I would make x equals to 3 plus 9, then x equals to 12. So I found that the total pieces are 12 from the beginning. So this is how you will complete the logic. And then there are so many examples which I wanted to give you. Maybe we can discuss this in the next session and continue further so that it will be easy for you guys. So please take a note of these things.